Crypto is dead and you'll never make money from it ever again. That's what people say every time the market drops. And every single cycle, those same people disappear when the market starts moving back up. Welcome back to the channel. I'm Tom and I've been invested in crypto for 5 years now. During that time, I've made money, I've lost money, and I've experienced every single emotion under the sun that comes with investing. But one thing I've never done is panic sell. I've continued buying through the highs and lows because I genuinely believe in blockchain technology and digital assets playing a major role in the future of our lives. Today I want to break down where I think we are in the current market cycle, why I'm bullish in the short term, and why I believe there's a major crash coming. As always, this isn't financial advice, this is just how I'm interpreting the market. If you've been in crypto long enough, you'll probably feel like something's different. Bitcoin isn't showing the explosive momentum that people expect. But on the same side, it's not completely falling either. We're stuck in this sort of middle ground where sentiment is mixed. Investors are confused and everyone seems to have different predictions. Some analysts are calling for $150,000 Bitcoin. Others think the bull market is already over. And some are expecting a complete collapse. When everyone is split like this, it usually means the market hasn't fully revealed its next move. The biggest reason I'm leaning bullish before bearish is simply because of the US stock market. Major US indexes continue to trade at extremely high levels even to all the uncertainty that's happening in the world right now. This is massively important because crypto doesn't exist in isolation anymore. Bitcoin is increasingly tied to liquidity, investor confidence, and overall risk appetite. If stocks are still pushing higher, it tells me money hasn't completely left risk assets. And until this changes, I believe Bitcoin can still move upwards. There is also a growing argument that institutional investors and the Bitcoin ETFs has changed the market cycle compared to previous. Some people believe that the 4-year cycle no longer exists due to institutional demand. Whether that's true or not means that this cycle may last longer than many people expect. Personally, I believe Bitcoin can push higher from here before we see a major correction. So we're currently sat around $73,000. Now, I believe we can push up to around $80,000. Obviously, I've got 82 on the chart before we see a drop down to this 40 to 55k range, which is my personal DCA range. Now, that's because from the top here, that's about a 67% drawdown. Now, when we go to the last cycle, we can see from the top here down to the low here was about 67% also. Now, usually with the markets, there'll be a little less drawdown. So, meaning it might drop 57% this time, for instance. So 57% takes us to 53k. Now, I'm willing to take the risk and start DCAing from 55 down to the 40k region. Some say it might even drop lower. And I hope it does, because if it does drop lower, that means we buy everything cheaper and we can invest more money and get more bang for our buck, should we say. Before, the data normally tells us correct-ish to an extent, but will it happen this time? Who knows? Obviously, I was predicting that alts were going to pump dramatically and that Bitcoin were going to hit around 150k, but it didn't. And I said to everyone to take profits, but I didn't even take profits myself, which is fine because I don't need the money. And overall, in the next few years, then we can start taking out at a higher return. But I do believe that we're going to see a pump up to 80, crash back down to around this 50 to 40k range, and that's where I'll be buying. So the mindset I've always had with crypto is, when prices fall, most people panic. But I personally start paying attention because the biggest opportunities are usually created when most people are scared. And when you also look at long people's predictions, like Cathie Wood, who's a very good investor, she's predicted that Bitcoin will reach well over $1 million per coin. It just shows you how bullish people are around Bitcoin's future. So what I'm trying to say is, if you believe in crypto and digital assets long term, then major corrections should not scare you at all. Now, when you're buying cheap little altcoins with very small market caps, the risk is very high. But with Bitcoin, even if you got it around $50, call it even 60 or 80 now, and then you ride it up to 800k to $1 million within the next 5 years, call it 10 years. That's a 10x on your money, maybe even 12 or 13 from what you put in now. That's all I'm saying. So to summarize, I think Bitcoin's going to push up to 80 and then we're going to have the correction from there. It might even push past it, but I would not be buying it now. The stock market remains strong with all-time highs being reached and liquidity is still there. And currently I don't think we're seeing the euphoria that we used to see when we see the top. So I think that is the next little push before seeing a massive crash back down. But what do you think? Do you agree with my outlook? Or do you think crypto's dead too? Let me know in the comments below. If you've enjoyed this video, please leave a like and subscribe. My goal is going to try and be to upload 1 to 3 videos a week. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.